Peace, peace. What the going on? Know it's been a minute, but life is what it is. But been bouncing around, working, you know, life, regular stuff. But today I really wanted to talk about this iPad, this new base model iPad that I got over the holidays. You know, which was a good time this year for us, just abundance wise, and things kind of opened up, around that time for everybody. You know, and it's good when you got boys that's old enough, you know, to start working and contributing and figuring out life, you know. But anyway, this here, this iPad. So I'm gonna talk about Logic, and I'm gonna talk about my go-to, which, like I said before, is Zenbeats. So with this iPad, the reason why I chose this iPad is really the price range for one. For $300, it's like, okay, I can buy a device that I can get software that's cheap or apps that's cheap and be able to run my complete music setup or have everything that I need. Everything's all connected. MIDI. Um, I figure that's a better price range because a standalone is going to cost you about 500. You ain't paying no less than 500 in today's economy for your base standalone. Really, the standalone units, if you want something nice, you're going to spend over 1,000. You're going to spend over 1,000, point blank, period, end of story. And but then you might not even be as portable as this. So I said, well, what's going to be super portable under $500 and give me all the essentials that I need to create music from start to finish? Da da da. That's it. You pay for this, and that's it for whatever apps you want. Now, Logic, I am going to talk about Logic for a minute, and I'm still just trying to get accustomed to it. It's a different setup than on the computer, than on a MacBook. I was, it's been a while since I've been on it. The last one I was on there around 2012, 2013, 14. And after that, I haven't been on Logic. Uh, so I must say, Logic is different on the iPad. It's like they're trying to cram everything in, and it could just turn into a mess, I think, when you're trying to put all of the features that Logic has into a compact format. The sessions just get just overly crowded, it just seems like. And it just, uh, they got to work on just a better, I guess, fundamental layout, like to make things more user friendly. That's the whole point. Like sometimes you just want to just get on and make a beat. That's why people like Beatmaker, which I'm gonna do a comparison, but I did one comparison when I had it on my other iPad. I had Beatmaker, uh, but the reason why I like Zenbeats is because it's the same setup across all of the platforms. The big advantage that you get though with the iPad is the third-party plugins. Now you can put in plugins in their Apple format or what have you, but Android wasn't giving me that option for third-party plugins. And Zenbeats on the PC is the same thing, but you got to have a good PC. I'm gonna try it on my son's. I'm gonna try it on his PC. I didn't even think about that. He's got a he just got one of those gaming computers, and it'll probably run good on that. I got an old laptop, so Zenbeats wasn't working for me on the PC, and I haven't tried Zenbeats on the MacBook, which that's my next move, is just to get a MacBook. I've seen some decent ones at the pawn shop, and I'm gonna see. Some Apple products in good condition, I will take them used, depending on You don't want them too old because Apple will have a tendency of coming out with something new and making the old stuff obsolete. You know, even though it still functions and works. But with Zenbeats, you can just go on and make a beat. Everything is kind of like right in front of your face. Um, it's easy to navigate. It's easy to grab your samples. Um, Now, I give it to Logic with what you can do to a sample now, and being able to split out the stems, stem splitter for your beats. That's what Serato is software or whatever is good for doing that. They got some sort of that technology in the Logic, so you can pull an original song out, you know, and really do some things with it. So I give Logic that. And overall, Logic seems to be just a better, of course, it's a better overall doll than Roland Zen Beats, but it's not as user friendly. That's what I can say. And you get accustomed to doing things your way once you get used to something, a doll that works, and you pretty much know the majority of the features. It is kind of like learning another language sometimes when you jump up on another one. Like it's a little period of adjustments that you got to go through, and I'm still at that. And the subscription is kind of like not that fair to me. I feel like there should be an offline because Roland has a subscription too, but they also have it where you can just buy it at one price offline. And they'll have a package deal for like $30, and then you got it and you have it. Um, and you have it offline. You download it. Like I have it for. I didn't do it for the PC, but I did it for Android and iOS. So when I logged into Roland with my regular login from the phone, it just started downloading like all the stuff that I had already, like all my presets and you know. So that I like that how it integrates, how it how you can integrate your account. Um, and then you just start rolling with rolling. Logic Pro for iPad, I think it's still got some work to do. I'm not giving up on it, by any means. And I believe it's probably going to go be my one to at least record vocals and try to master. Like I'll make the beat on, uh, I might even track the beats out on Roland and then send them to Logic and then see what I can do. Matter of fact, that's what I think I'm going to do. And that'll get me into Logic more, but I don't have to be in there like making beats. I can be in there like kind of editing. And I can slowly work my way into the beat making process of Logic, you know. But it's a powerhouse of a doll. So, there's a lot you can do. I'm definitely you know, not saying that you're limited, but I think this is the best investment. It runs everything well. The 128 gigs is the issue, but there's cloud storage. Rolling got cloud storage, and of course, whatever Apple your clouds, your storage. I can draw. I used to be able to draw from Google, but for some reason they're not letting me. They're not letting me draw from my Google Drive. That's kind of crazy because I got a lot of sounds and stuff like and beats on there, and it's like now I gotta record it. I mean, I gotta download it and then upload it that way, which a little more of a process. But this was the best investment. Like I have no problem. I can run my dolls and I can do other stuff. If I want to play 2K, You know what I'm saying? It's right there. 2K26. See? So yeah. So I highly recommend this. I'll be back with some videos from my tour. I'm out here in Scottsdale at the moment. And I'll do a little tour of the Airbnb Bizzle. And we'll start touring and doing some more Airbnbs. You got to upgrade. I feel like Airbnb is definitely a nice way to travel. We was on Airbnb early. Well, we just like slowed down. But now the price is like, it's kind of like what rent is cost you. Airbnbs, you know, they were real affordable back when they first started. But yeah, Airbnb, if you can find a deal, for $100 a night out here in Phoenix, then that's a good deal because you can spend between 60 and damn near $80 for some stuff that for some harsh conditions. Let's just say that. Some of these Motel 6s be like $70 a night, 60 something, 70, 50 something. And man, if you got the extra, just pay for a nice quiet neighborhood, in a good area. We right by the mall, right by the. I would consider moving to this area because it's local. Scottsdale got a lot going on. But yep, I just want to tap in with everybody. A few subscribers. I'm gonna keep pushing along. Let's see more steady content. Got this little microphone, so hopefully these microphones will give you better audio. But that's it. I'm gonna check y'all later. I'll do a more in-depth detail on Logic and those things, and with a screen share. I'll do a screen video. And check y'all later. Keep on doing your thing. Peace.